Hello, everyone. This is Bo from Bo's Slow English. I'm so excited to have you today because you are going to meet my friend Gert, who lives in Namibia in Africa. Gert learned English at the age of 26. So I'm really inspired by his story, and I think you will be as well. Let's all welcome Gert. Hi, Gert.
Hi, Bo. How are you?
I'm doing so well, and it's been, I'm not sure how many years since I've seen you, but a really long time.
Yes, it's been at least, I think, 4 or 5 years, if not a
Yeah.
little bit more.
You live in Namibia, but you're from South Africa. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I was born and raised in South Africa, near Johannesburg, one of the capitals. We've got Cape Town and Johannesburg. And then when I was 11 years old, we immigrated to Namibia,
What was your first language?
Afrikaans.
How was it learning English for you at the age of 26?
As I was growing up, I had some exposure here or there, especially on television and radio, to English, but I didn't formally learn English until the age that I had to move to America. So it was quite challenging, especially with my accent, because I had a very rough and rugged South African accent when I started out. But it was very easy to adapt to America, learning from Americans speaking English so well.
Are there any cognates in Afrikaans? Are there any similar words from Afrikaans to English?
There are some overlapping words, and also we call it slang, words that you incorporate into Afrikaans that's just easier pronounceable in English as well.
Would you consider your current accent to be that rugged South African accent?
No, I actually think my accent became a little bit more Americanized, if that's the correct term. I used to speak with not a round R, but a R, because in Afrikaans we have a very prominent R sound. And that was the accent, that's the basis of our accent that we have if we don't Americanize our accent, yes.
So that's a really intense rolling of your tongue, like a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
So I call you Gert, which is your nickname, but your real name, I'm not going to butcher it. Can you please say it?
Yes, my real name is Gardus.
Hardis.
Yes, epiglottal in the back of your throat. Gardus.
What tips and tricks do you have with becoming fluent in English?
I would highly recommend that you, when you listen to music, when you listen to radio, when you watch television, when you're on the subway, or if you're going anywhere, have headphones in and fully immerse yourself in the language and listen to it as much as you can, whenever you can, as often as you can.
I think that's really good advice because I know I have a lot of subscribers who don't have access to being surrounded by English speakers. So there's always a way, we all have the internet. So I think that's really great advice. How long did it take for you to build confidence in speaking English?
So I had to really get into it within 6 months because I moved to America with the goal to work on Disney Cruise Line. And as you know, if you work for Disney, you have to be fluent in English. So I worked a lot on my accent specifically. And luckily, I very quickly had the basis that I needed to have your general conversations. And then the majority of my English was based on the work environment. So I was working in a spa as a fitness instructor. And most of my dialogue was revolving around those subjects. But then as you get more comfortable and as you get to learn and speak to more people, you then open up that dialogue and open up more conversation about other topics.
And this subject takes me into how we met. I met Gert at the gym. He was my personal trainer. And I'm curious what you are doing now in Namibia. Are you still in that fitness world?
Yes and no. I am currently working in the hospitality industry because Namibia has a lot of tourism and traveling and a lot of foreigners coming to our country. So I work in hospitality now, but I still use fitness, especially in the areas like the spa and setting up fitness classes and training for individuals, but more from a managerial perspective.
Where is Namibia exactly?
So Namibia is on the southwest coast of Africa.
Southwest. Okay. And in relation to South Africa, are the two countries touching?
Yes, they are. On our southern border, we have South Africa right here, and Namibia actually looks like my hand. It has the upper area in the north near the Caprivi and Kunene area, and then all the way down to the south. And if you look at the coast, I am in the middle right here.
Is it common or typical for South Africans to move to Namibia?
It goes both ways. A lot of South Africans move to Namibia, and a lot of Namibians move to South Africa.
What's the climate like?
Subtropical to desert. Very, very dry. We have one of the biggest deserts in the world, the Namib Desert here in Namibia. But what's incredibly interesting is we have the ocean. So you have ample amounts of water, and then you have the desert. So there's these beautiful roads where you can drive through, where you have on the one side the dunes of the desert, and on the other side you have the ocean.
So if you have both subtropical and desert, is it dry or humid?
So next to the coast, or at the coast, it's pretty humid. If you go up to the north, where it's more subtropical, where you have citrus plantations and crops, it's pretty warm with lots of rain. And then the more south you go, the drier it becomes.
Something that my subscribers really like to hear is daily routine. So I'd love for you to walk us through, just briefly, morning until night, what you do.
So I usually get up at around 6 or 7. I then go and work out for about an hour. After that hour is gone, I then go and shower. I prep my breakfast or prepare my breakfast. I then meditate for about 15 minutes before I have to head out to work. I then get dressed, head out to work, and then I normally work a 9 to 5. After 5 o'clock, I come home. I then normally cook dinner or hang out with a few friends. And then by about 9 o'clock, I'm already back in bed. And it normally ends up with me meditating again or getting nice and calm before I go to bed.
I really admire your meditation routine. It's always something that I wanted to do regularly, but I just haven't put enough effort into it. So bravo to you for doing it twice a day. So when I think of Namibia, I imagine it to look kind of like Tanzania, or as you may say, Tanzania. And as you know, I've been to Tanzania, and it was a safari every day with, I don't know exactly how to describe that climate, but there were so many cool animals that would come and greet you, or some of them were a little bit scary, so you would not want to greet them. Do you have that same environment where you live?
So I live at the coast, as I mentioned before, and we do have a lot of seals and sometimes jackals as you drive down the coast. We also have a few other animals a little bit deeper in, like gemsbok or gamesbok, as you would say, and other antelopes that come to the coast. But the more north you go, close to the Etosha National Park. That is where you have the majority of our animals. And there you have everything and more. You have lions, you've got leopards, you've got cheetah, you also have elephants and rhinos. And they are spread out a little bit more from the north to the south as well. But there are areas that is full of wildlife, and then there's also areas that you can drive for kilometers and kilometers and you won't even see a thing.
I wish we had that in Los Angeles.
You have diversity in humans.
That's true. That's true. I would love to hear you speak some Afrikaans. Why don't you introduce yourself and whatever else comes to mind?
Hallo, my naam is Gerdus. Hoe gaan dit?
Hello, my name is Hardus. How are you?
Yes, that's perfect.
If you were to give some advice to the subscribers here who are working so hard with their English studies, what would you suggest?
I would suggest that you stay in practice. So keep yourself in line with what your goals are. If you really want to be fluent in English, you have to surround yourself with English. So make sure that you stay committed to your goals. And then, as I mentioned earlier, surround yourself with as much English as possible. And don't only focus on necessarily the American accent. Also go to Europe and listen to their accents and the way they use the language. And also other parts of the world where they speak English. I think it's incredibly inspiring to hear different dialects of the language and to be able to diversify yourself as a person newly learning English.
Do you speak any other languages?
I can speak the basics of some languages, French. I can speak the basic Thai because I went to Thailand for a few months. And then we have a very big German population here. So I can speak the basics of German, but I'm definitely not fluent in it. And then because I was married to a Hispanic individual, I can also speak a little bit of Spanish.
I thought for some reason there was a Dutch influence in South Africa. Is that right?
Yes. So Afrikaans originated from the Dutch. They actually call Afrikaans kitchen Dutch because when in 1652 Jan van Riebeeck and the Dutch arrived at Cape Town, they obviously got off the boat and started farming and doing all of those things and settling in South Africa. And they literally created their own dialect.
Wow.
So much so that it ended up being called Afrikaans. And now if you listen to Dutch and if you listen to Afrikaans, it's very similar, but also very, very different. And yes, I can understand Dutch. And yes, if I speak Afrikaans, Dutch people can understand me if we speak slowly with each other because the dialect is pretty strong on both ends.
The South African accent is one of my top favorite accents. And I love how you say yes. You say yes.
Yes.
Well, Gert, it was such a pleasure having you. I adore you so much. I really appreciate your time, and it was lovely catching up with you.
Thank you, Bo. The same to you. I hope that you have a great rest of your evening or day. I don't know what exact time it is there, but enjoy yourself. And it was great seeing you too. And thank you so much for this interaction. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.